Good day, ladies and gentlemen. This video is something very special, and not just because you can see 3 Craigs in front of you. I'm going to try and explain why, and to do that, in the true spirits of Pokemon, we're going to have a battle. And we're going to go all the way back to the start with the 3 original starters. Pokédex entry number 1, Bulbasaur. Pokédex entry number 4, Charmander. And Pokédex entry number 7, Craig, where's the Squirtle? I thought I told you to get one. Right then. Let's continue, shall we? Oh, and don't worry, he's just fainted. Since we don't have a Squirtle pop yet, and there's a new Pikachu coming soon, there'll definitely be more Pokemon themed videos on the way. I really want to get a bit more in depth on the Sword and Shield game, but I should probably finish the game first, so subscribe so you don't miss that. Until then, we have Bulbasaur versus Charmander. Each Pokemon, and subsequently each Craig, will start with 3 hit points, and we've toned down our spark attack a bit. It only removes 1 HP per round. The last Pokemon standing wins the battle. And yes, we're going to do as Ash does, and completely ignore type advantage. So let's jump right in. Charmander used the trading card game. Seems he has the speed advantage here. The Pokemon Trading Card Game, or TCG, launched in 1996 and still going strong today. Thousands of cards exist, with the most valuable being Pikachu Illustrator Pokemon card, which has sold on auction last month for $195,000. Lucky for you both, I'm keeping Pikachu here to deal out the damage so you two don't have to deal with him. There is actually a few YouTubers who earn a living just opening Pokemon card packs. They're quite fun to watch. Not all Pokemon make it into each set, but you can bet there'll be a Charmander because of how popular the Charizard is. So there are 26 official versions of Charmander in the trading card game and 21 for Bulbasaur. Which means, Pikachu, you know what to do. So Charmander takes an early lead, but how will Bulbasaur respond? Bulbasaur used Pokemon Anime. This one's gonna sting. The anime has been running since 1997 and has over 1,000 episodes. You thought that One Piece was big. It was at the forefront of the original craze in the 90s and continues today. Until now, the anime follows the boy Ash through the various regions, matching regions with the most current game. Ash has remained 10 years old for the last 22 years. If you know of any anti-aging products that can do that, let me know. So, Ash used Bulbasaur a lot, 148 episodes from the first season. Charmander doesn't even make the list, because of course he evolved into Charmeleon and then into Charizard very quickly after the anime started. But even Charmander, Charmeleon and Charizard together can't match Bulbasaur for screen time. Which means, Pikachu? Onward, we are all even again. I know it's supposed to be your turn again, Charmander, but we have to let the Craigs have a go. It's time to review some Funko Pops. The boxes are very nice, with custom themed artwork on the back and side for both pops, and each pop has a background backing inside the box, like Funko like to do for some of the special ones. As usual, these are only boxes and no pop battle is won by the box. So let's have a look at what's inside. Craig, other Craig, open them up. As usual, if you want your own Pokemon Funko Pops, link in the description below. Good luck actually getting those Funko Pops, because these are kinda difficult to get. Oh, I see Bulbasaur has a 2-part container like some of the bigger pops. That's pretty cool. So are you both ready? Let's start with number 1, Bulbasaur. He's got a big derpy face and looks really happy, which suits the character well. It's tilted slightly to one side, which is pretty hard to achieve with bipedal pops, so it's a nice feature on a quadruped like Bulbasaur. Speaking of, it's a really stable pop, it's not going to fall over anytime soon. The pop is all green with darker markings and splotches all over him, and around the back is his iconic bulb. And there's of course a little extra detail, rounded white claws on his feet. On the other side we have Charmander. This pop is weirdly small, but that doesn't mean he's not cute. On the front we have another happy looking face, but it does look a little more menacing than Bulbasaur, with more teeth and a more pointed snout. He also has little arms with fingers, a lighter belly which continues under the pop and out to the tail, which has one of the nicest examples of fire I've seen on a pop. The feet are also tipped with white claws, again a little more aggressive looking than Bulbasaur. But this pop is kinda problematic. The joins are really obvious on the head, legs and tail, with a little color variation in some spots. So this round has to go to Bulbasaur. It's just a better design pop. Careful not to crit, Pikachu. Looks like Charmander is in a bit of a pinch. What will they do next? If you have anything left, now's the time. Charmander used Evolution. Evolution is a massive part of the franchise. It's a Pokemon being able to evolve into a more powerful form, and no Pokemon does metamorphosis better than Charmander. He goes from being a standard starter Pokemon to being the iconic fire flying type, Charizard. Not to mention its 2 Mega Evolutions and even its new Gigantamax form. By comparison, the respectable Venusaur is just an ugly frog tree thing. So let's not be subjective about this and use some stats. Charizard are always highly prized in the trading card game, more so than any other Pokemon. Charizard was Ash's first fully evolved starter Pokemon in the anime, and his first real challenge to train. In a recent Reddit poll with thousands of respondents, Charizard came up as people's favorite Pokemon ever. You can't really beat the best, so no matter how good Venusaur is, this one goes to Charmander. Looks like it's all even. One more hit for either Pokemon will conclude the battle, and it's Bulbasaur's turn to attack. Looks like this one is in the bag for the number 1 starter. But what is this? Bulbasaur is paralyzed and is unable to attack. Seems like Pikachu overdid it a bit. Don't forget all the randomness that goes into battling and catching Pokemon. Charmander has already used his best move, so what is next for Charmander? Charmander used Games. This attack has landed, but Bulbasaur is looking quite sturdy, so who's going to take the win? As a starter, Charmander is picked more than any other. Almost 40% of all first-gen gamers choose it. Definitely got the advantage there, but Bulbasaur is technically a better pick, with more advantages over early gyms when you really need the starter, and a more balanced experience overall. In the newer games, both Pokemon are still around, and they both made it into Sword and Shield despite them cutting out some other Pokemon. And of course both of them are still quite popular. Charizard even has his Gigantamax form as we've mentioned before, but we're looking at Charmander, so that doesn't count. We're going to have to make this personal to figure out a winner. Not for me, but for everyone. Do you remember your first starter and the relationship you built with it? Mine was actually Totodile in the 2nd generation. I can't help but feel like many gamers will have a special connection with their first starter, and since there are more of you who took Charmander, we'll go with the popular vote on this one, and Charmander lands the last hit to claim victory. No need to do any more damage, Pikachu. They both put up a great fight. Let me know in the comics who you think should have won, and if Squirtle would have managed to put up any fight at all against these two. For more pop battles and character reviews, make sure you're subscribed and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next one. In the meantime, go check out the other pop battle between Freddie Mercury and Elton John. It's a good one. Goodbye.